Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish Gaming. This is gaming news on Clownfish Gaming, and this is a pretty big story. Riot Games is laying off 11% of its staff. They're axing the Riot Forge label, according to a report from IGN, and they just put a tweet out, I guess, like 2 hours ago. And we're going to go out and see some of the reactions to that, but this shouldn't surprise anybody. All the major studios, all the major game studios are laying people off this year. It's absolutely insane. And I don't know if they're just right-sizing or if they are trying to get rid of people to replace them with AI, or they're getting rid of certain kinds of people, mostly activists maybe, who have been kind of problematic and not really bringing a whole lot in terms of revenue to the company. But however you slice it, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. We're going to talk about this. Please subscribe for more gaming news. Here on Clownfish Gaming, we try to keep the gaming news under 10 minutes. We try to. So this is coming from IGN. Riot Games lays off 530 or 11% of staff, axes Riot Forge label. The League of Legends developer says the changes are a necessity and not to appease shareholders, they said. In a letter to staff shared publicly, Riot Games CEO Jadeja explained that the layoffs are occurring because since 2019, the company has been making a number of big bets, broadening our portfolio and growing quickly, with the company size doubling in just a few years. However, those big bets do not seem to be paying off. So here's a part of the memo they sent out. They said, today we're a company without a sharp enough focus, and simply put, we have too many things underway. Some of the significant investments we've made aren't paying off the way we expected them to. Our costs have grown to the point where they're unsustainable, and we've left ourselves with no room for experimentation or failure, which is vital to a creative company like ours. All of this puts the core of our business at risk. Again, this is the company that makes League of Legends and Valorant, and they're like, yeah, hey, we're not doing so hot, guys. And it's the same with Epic, right? Epic's like, yeah, hey, I know we have Fortnite, and it's like one of the biggest games on the planet, but like, we're not doing so hot, guys. We gotta lay some people off, they say. Over the past several months, we've tried to alter our trajectory in many different ways. We asked leaders to make trade-offs in the things their teams are working on. We rolled out hiring slowdowns, and in some cases, hiring freezes. We put an emphasis on controlling costs while strengthening our revenue growth. All of which has without a doubt been tough for our teams. But as I've dug in with leaders across Riot, it's become clear to all of us that these changes aren't enough. We have to do more to focus our business and center our efforts on the things that drive the most player value, like games, the things that are truly worth players' time. Unfortunately, this involves making changes in the area where we invest the most, and that's our headcount. He goes on to explain that the plan for the layoffs rollout, which begin over the next hour and finalize in the coming weeks, depends on local laws. Yeah, because they have to warn people, I guess, in California. They have the WARN Act, and they have to give them more of a heads up if they're in California. Riot is offering 6 months of salary minimum. Okay, that's pretty cool. To all laid off, cash bonuses, and a number of additional benefits and support. Additionally, the company is asking everyone to cancel meetings in the coming week and work from home if possible while team members process the situation. Please stay home so we don't have to kick you out because you're getting violent, or we've got people, crying in the hallways, or, people making a scene or threatening us. Yeah, let's just please stay home. Don't be like Bobcat Goldthwait in Scrooged. Stay home. In addition to the layoffs, Riot Games is also axing its Riot Forge label following the release of Bandletale, which I've never played and barely remember hearing about. Riot Forge was announced in December of 2019 as an indie publishing label to produce games from third-party studios using Riot IP. Yeah, I don't know if that works very well. I'd rather just play indie games from indie developers, While we're proud of what we've created and we're grateful for the Forge team and for our external partners who made these games happen, we don't view this as core to our strategy. As for the rest of Riot's portfolio, the company says that League of Legends, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift will be more ambitious than ever, probably more monetized than ever, and that their teams will be prioritized. Legends of Runeterra will continue. However, the game has faced financial challenges and costs more to develop and support than it makes, so the team is being downsized and focusing on the PvE Path of Champions. Riot Games' layoff comes as yet another blow to an industry already reeling from mass layoffs. Last year, an estimated 10,000 people lost their jobs industry-wide, and in the first month of 2024 alone, so far the number is approaching 4,000. And there are studio closures, project cancellations. Look, on the main channel, on Clownfish TV, we did a video talking about how a lot of studios, a lot of companies are waiting until January and February to lay people off because they don't want to look like douchebags at Christmas. And here it comes. I mean, here it comes. And even successful or companies that seem like they would be very successful, like Riot, are having to lay people off because they frankly hired too many people that they did not need. And a lot of the people they hired, I'm willing to bet a lot of the people they hired don't bring anything to the table. They're just kind of, I'm not saying everybody. If you work for Riot and you just got laid off, I'm sorry. But there probably are a lot of people at these game studios, these game developers, that aren't programmers. They're not actually contributing anything meaningful. They're just like the, what do they call them now? The chief vibe officer. They're like the chief vibe officers, you know, and they're not actually bringing anything to the table, so they got to go. That would be my guess. So, and I think these game studios, these game developers, and again, I don't consider Riot AAA necessarily, but they're a major studio. They're getting too big, you know, too big too soon, and that never works out. Like, I think most companies need to work towards sustainability, you know, and not necessarily toward chasing endless profits, because you're never going to get there. You're never going to be able to indefinitely go up and up and up and up. It does not work. Sustainability is the way to go. Now, Riot, I believe, is owned, they have a majority stake owned by Tencent, and Tencent's been cutting across the board. They've been shutting down websites, and yeah, so it's not looking too good, guys. It really isn't. So here's a statement they put out for gamers. They said, changes at Riot and the road ahead. Players, minutes ago, we shared with Rioters that we're refocusing on fewer high-impact projects to move us toward a more sustainable future. Now we want to tell you what these changes mean for our games, everything around them, esports, arcane, music, etc., and what to expect going forward. For most of our history, we've managed to avoid days like this, but this decision is critical for the future of Riot. That does not sound good. This sounds like it was do or die. Like they had to let people go, and they're probably doing a lot worse than people know. This isn't to appease shareholders or to hit a quarterly earnings number. It's a necessity. Over the past few years, as Riot more than doubled, we spread our efforts across more and more projects without sharp enough razors to decide what players needed most. I like how it ends. The journey ahead with you, if you've made the journey. Our strategy moving forward is clear. We're honing in on what we do best and what resonates most with you. Every endeavor from development to storytelling to competition will be crafted to deliver meaningful, memorable experiences with gamers at the center. Good luck with that. Good luck. So here are some of the reactions real quick. Y'all make so much money and you can't keep your staff. This is insane, says Options US. Where's the money going? Another sign we're in a recession. Yeah, we are. And yet you're still putting in Vanguard. Yeah, that was stupid. Vanguard's stupid, which is going to make loads of people not play the game anymore. I hate Vanguard. Powdered Toast Man says, as a longtime League player, this is very disappointing. Those Riot Forge games were exactly what the Lord needed, and more diverse game types in the League universe was an awesome thing. Yeah, this Kelly points out the severance, 6 months of severance, 100% of their annual performance bonus, and access to company laptop from home. When I was laid off, I had 0 days of notice and no severance. Same here. So there we go, guys. Not looking too good for Riot Games. I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.